Okay.
Okay. Okay, we have a guest. I mean, we have two guests actually this week because that aminal that is there is we are babysitting McTavish for our cousin
For 3 weeks.
for thank you, 3 weeks. That's right, 3 weeks, or 3 weeks as some places do it. So, and he's a little bit reluctant to be in front of a camera, I guess. And my other guest, as we can all see, is my smoking hot wife Kay, who hasn't been on in a while. Which not sure why. What's the matter with you? Okay, you haven't been invited. All right, but you found a very cool, uncopyable organization recently that you have researched quite a bit, and you've actually got it set up to where I'm going to do a full-blown interview with this with
the executive director of the Nebraska Tourism Commission, John Ricks.
Yeah, so it's the Nebraska Tourism Commission that we're talking about today. That is, that is uncopyable. Now, let's give the backstory before we give away the front story. Okay, and
what does that mean?
What exactly was the situation that caused them to take this amazing leap?
Yes. Well, there was a survey, and I guess they do these surveys. It's a well-known organization. I can't remember the name of it. It has a long name. But there was a survey of destinations, state destinations that people would most want to visit on vacation, and Nebraska came in last.
Dead last.
Dead last. Bottom of the list.
Out of the 48 states.
All right, 50 plus Puerto Rico.
We have more than that now, but all right. So, yeah, so they came in dead last.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what the motto was, or whatever it was, the theme that they had?
I do. The slogan that got them to the very bottom was Nebraska nice.
Nebraska nice.
Just like I have to get some coffee after saying that.
I don't know why that failed. My goodness, that is a catchy.
Oh gosh.
Phrase, But anyway, they came in last.
Yes.
So this guy, John
Ricks,
executive director of the Nebraska Tourism Commission, took it upon himself because he said, you know what, it ain't working. So So give us, what did he do, and then what did they end up doing?
Okay. Well, I'll try to keep it brief because you said don't talk too much. I like to talk. But they did a lot of focus groups and studying of people, especially right around the states around Nebraska, and found out what the perceptions were and what the people that would want to visit would really value. And this is a very values-based campaign, he said, because I did speak with him in preparation for your interview. And what they came up with then after that was Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone. And that was a year ago. That was October 2018 when they came up with that new campaign slogan.
So a year ago from now. So it came up. It was, say it again.
Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone.
How about that? That's a little different than Nebraska nice. Honestly, it's not for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So they've had a year on that. That is a bold statement to make.
And there's a lot more to this story, and Steve's going to be interviewing John Ricks, and he's a great interview. He'll be fun to talk to and hear more about that.
I'm looking forward to talking to him about this, because this is absolutely a very bold statement. So what's been the results of this new very bold campaign?
It has been a success, and so the way that they've measured it, a couple different metrics. One of them is visits to the website, which are up 30%. And the bigger one is the fact that their lodging tax revenue is significantly up. They've had their best year ever.
Wow.
So I can't remember the statistic, but it's been, the people that were skeptical, in Nebraska and outside of Nebraska. I mean, the campaign has won a whole bunch of awards, and it's really getting attention. I mean, it was on CNN, all the major news networks. It's been written about in Forbes, all kinds of stuff. But who cares? Yeah. And by the way,
now it's really made it to the top.
And John, we sent him your book, and he breezed through it, and he could definitely see how these concepts fit with what he did.
Well, okay, so it's been successful. Now let's talk about why this has been successful, why we have named them as an uncopyable organization. You share with us why you think that why they have been successful.
I think that, as in John's word, they wanted to be disruptive. So, they really had to get the attention of people. They used humor, and I think most of all, they defined their moose. They really got to know the kind of people, as they put, who would like to peel back the onion and not go for the obvious tourist destination. So they really speak to them, and there's a whole campaign that goes with this, and so it's all very tongue-in-cheek. One of the billboards says famous for its flat, boring landscape, and then it has pictures of rock formations and hikers, and one says luckily there's nothing, or something about there's nothing to do here, and it shows people doing this thing called tanking, where they float down the river in a livestock tank. So, and you can set up a chairs, and a picnic table, and your beer cooler. Yeah, it's this big tank for, giving water to the livestock, and they flipped it and they float down the river, and it just
I've gone
awesome.
Tubing, but I've never gone tanking. So
no, I know you've been tanked, but yeah, that's
hilarious. So actually, the way I look at it, and you and I discussed this, is that yes, they identified their moose much more clearly, because Nebraska Nice. Essentially, it's one of those advertising campaigns that so many organizations like the Nebraska Tourism Commission and so many companies, they kind of go after everybody. They just figure everybody is their target, and if they blast to everybody, then somebody will come back to them, when actually that is the worst thing you could possibly do. But what Nebraska did that is really interesting is by using this phrase, honestly, it's not for everybody. What they're actually doing is they're identifying the people that would not want to go to Nebraska, and they're pointing out to people, look, if this is you don't belong here, right? Exactly. You are not going to. We don't even want you to think about coming here, because you will hate it, right? Yes. But and so as a result, because they're kind of doing this anti-moose campaign, is sort of what they're doing, and they're saying if you
moose repellent,
well, it's not moose repellent.
No,
it's the anti-moose repellent. It's who's the opposite, right? It's repelling the people who are not their moose, and that's just as important as understanding your moose is really, really clear. But not enough companies really get out there and say, hey, look, here's who our here's a definition of our moose. If you are not this person, don't bother. We don't want you to don't watch our videos, don't read our stuff, don't bother. And then they're much more clear about and then of course once they've kind of kicked the people out, right? Then the people who are left, they're going, okay, so we got this for you.
Right? Exactly. That's kind of how the message, you're special, yes.
Yeah, we got this for you. So they've been very, very successful with this, and I think that's awesome. And as a result, we have deemed them to be an uncopyable organization, uncopyable business. And I even made the comment that because no other state can now do that.
Right.
No other state, no other tourism organization can use that type of an approach. And I liken it to the Las Vegas, where they say, what happens here stays here, because they're actually going at, while they are going after they're saying, hey, if you want to be a little bit naughty, you got to come to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because you can be naughty here in Vegas, and
we won't tell.
We won't tell. So I liken it to the Las Vegas campaign, and I think that's really, really great. I'm looking forward to having my interview with John very soon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And maybe we'll share that with you guys. Who knows what we'll do with that interview. But I'm glad you came on. Thanks, babe.
Thanks for inviting me, hon.
Well, thanks for being invited. And and as she knows, I am getting ready to hit the road with our kid.
We got two very excited people in this family
with our kid in a couple of days. She and I are going golfing in the golf mecca of the U.S., if not the world. We're going to Bandon Dunes for 4 days of just nothing but golf on world-class golf courses. Can't wait to do that. So, hey, kid, if you're watching, Kelly, if you're watching, can't wait to see you, babe.
Kelly's dad's on his way.
That's right. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for listening and watching.
This is my smoking hot wife, Kay. And I'm Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's Dad Marketing Gunslinger. Thanks again for watching this week on our Uncopyable Business video. Be back again next week. And my special guest next week will be our kid, Kelly.
Oh, great.
Because I'm going to have her talking about sales.
Yes.
Because she's kicking it in sales down in California.
Kicking it.
So look forward to that video next week with her, that interview with her next week, short. And we'll be back. So thanks again, you guys. Everybody, always remember,
be uncopyable.
See ya.